Hey guys, Xicana Boxing here, just with a quick video and now not really announcement because bitch, like everybody knows by now, but I got the email earlier today that Triple G versus Sergey Derevyanchenko is actually official, like it's gonna be a done deal. Well, it is a done deal for the Madison Square Garden on October 5th. Now obviously we all knew this was gonna happen. It was not really speculation, because speculation is like maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. The minute Canelo got stripped of the belt, we knew that it was going to be officially a setup between Golovkin and Sergey Derevyanchenko. So it is now, though, official. And it's going to be in New York. And I know they are having a press conference in New York tomorrow. And I hope they do bring a press conference here to LA as well. I'm pretty sure they will, just so I can get you guys some content on that and maybe some interviews. But I just want to go ahead and go with a little bit of commentary on these news. Alright, so as I stated before, obviously the minute Canelo got stripped by the IBF, we knew that that was now going to be a fight for the belt between Derevyanchenko and Triple G. Now, we know Triple G used to hold this belt, and we knew that Derevyanchenko already fought for the belt against Jacobs, losing a majority decision. Honestly, I kind of watched that fight and I kind of didn't, because I was watching back and forth between the Dodger game. Fucking Dodgers, man, they always disappoint. But, you know, point is, I didn't watch it like with my undivided attention. So, and a lot of people are saying that Derevyanchenko gave Jacobs a good match, but I do remember, I think Jacobs actually knocking Derevyanchenko down. So anyway, point is, I do find it a little bit ironic that Triple G is now fighting for the belt that he once held and he once was stripped of as well, because remember a couple months back, Canelo and Oscar made a comment, something like, you know, Triple G, if you want a third fight, then just, you gotta get another belt, my dude. Like, get another belt and then we'll fight you. But I think they obviously meant get Boo Boo's belt, not get the belt that I'm gonna be stripped of. And it's kind of ironic, because both Triple G and Canelo have now been stripped of the IBF in the past, more recently, obviously, Canelo. So I thought that was kind of ironic that now both of the guy that has already been stripped by the IBF and the guy that's already fought for the IBF middleweight title are now having a second chance at holding this organization's title. Now, there's also a lot of back and forth and mixed reactions to the IBF stripping Canelo of the belt, because a lot of people feel like it was too soon to strip him. Other people feel like if Derevyanchenko, who allegedly turned down $5 million for a fight against Canelo, he wanted more. He wanted the 12, I believe, that Jacobs got. I mean, anybody who wants Canelo wants a payday, you know. So he apparently because he was asking for more money, the negotiations fell through before the deadline, which meant Canelo got stripped. Now, a lot of people have a problem with that, especially because we are most likely to believe that when you are a contender for a title, you're the B-side, you know, and no, even if Canelo's making a lot of money, you're the B-side, and if you're fighting for a title, then you think the title matters more than, let's say, the money, because you want to be champion. Of course you still want to get paid, but who else is Derevyanchenko going to get paid $5 million with? Let's be honest here. That's just my personal opinion. But I think where people have a problem is that if the contender is, or the challenger, I believe, is the one that's turning down the negotiations or expecting more, then why should the belt holder get stripped just because the contender is not agreeing to the terms, you know? So it's not like Canelo wasn't down to fight and defend his title, because they obviously were in negotiations, but because this you know, challenger is putting his, you know, se está poniendo sus moños, like we say it in Spanish, then Canelo gets to be stripped. It's really it's a really weird situation, because, and I think Canelo's never going to be able to run away from this, to run away from the fact that his managers and his opponents are going to be asking for way more than what they would make against other people. What the fuck? Is this my hair? Hold on, technical difficulties. There. So obviously Canelo's gonna obviously have this problem for a while, as long as his career lasts and as long as he is the A-side that he is now. There's a bunch of theories, you know, boxing fans on Twitter love to make all these theories and accusations, and apparently a lot of people believe that the IBF was planning to strap Canelo all along and give the belt to basically either Derevyanchenko's Triple G, like that they wanted to force the third fight this way, that, you know, when Canelo and Oscar said, Triple G, get a belt or else I'm not fighting you, the IBF and DAZN were like, bet, all right, because, you know, pretty sure DAZN didn't sign Triple G to DAZN for no fucking reason. They wanted that trilogy. They wanted that third fight. So if Canelo was not going to fight Gennady for, you know, just pettiness, I believe they're like, yeah, okay, no, we'll make you. You know, we'll make you fight him. So I kind of just went a bunch off track, but basically now that there's all these speculations, also a lot of people are like, oh, well, the IBF is an organization that doesn't fuck around, you know? We're so used to organizations sometimes mandating things, sometimes not, being lenient, being, you know, harsh on their fighters sometimes. And I think since we're used to the IBF now catering to Canelo because of their previous beef, when Canelo didn't want any of the WBC belts, I think we're so used to, like, well, the WBC itself, it's like, you know, white had been the mandatory for fucking ever. Same with Brazil. Dominic Brazil was a mandatory for Wilder for like almost 2 years, I believe, and that fight never happened. The only reason that fight happened is because the Fury rematch, the immediate Fury rematch fell off, right? Stevenson, what's his name? Superman Stevenson. He had the WBC belt for like 2 years or more. Rarely fought mandatory, like he would pay the pay-aside fee to Eleider Alvarez. So we're used to these organizations not necessarily staying true to their rules or just bending them all the fucking time, and we don't really know what the fuck the rules are, to be honest. Now, the IBF is getting like a lot of hate from people too, because they're like, come on, how are you gonna strip Canelo like after like a month or two of winning the belt? Like, come on, don't do that. Don't do it. But I think the IBF has been more persistent in these rules, and either fight who the fuck we're telling you or you're gonna be stripped. And we saw this when Triple G, who was supposed to fight Derevyanchenko when the rematch against Canelo fell off because of his clenbuterol scandal, didn't, and he chose to go with Vanes instead, even though Derevyanchenko was available. And of course, a lot of people say those are like negotiation issues. You know, Canelo pulled out of the fight, I think a month or, you know, and some days before the fight itself. So maybe there was not going to be enough time to salvage a big fight with Derevyanchenko and maybe, you know, go through the negotiations with them. But Vanes, my dude, you know, whatever. Point is, they stripped Golovkin there after the Vanes fight. They said, okay, well, you didn't fight who we told you to, which was Derevyanchenko, so give us that motherfucking belt back, you know? And that's when Triple G got stripped. Jacobs and Derevyanchenko fought for the IBF title. Jacobs obviously won. Canelo took it from Jacobs. Now it's Derevyanchenko again getting another shot, but now against Triple G. And a lot of people are like, oh, fucking Triple G was ducking Derevyanchenko back in May in 2000, what was it, 17 or 18? 18. A lot of people are saying that, you know, Triple G ducked Derevyanchenko. Triple G ducked him. He didn't want to defend his title. He ducked him. He wanted to fight. He went to fight Vanes instead, who was coming off a 2-year, you know, layoff and lost his last fight. So, and was from a lower weight class, right? So a lot of people are like, you picked this guy instead of your mandatory who was available. So, you know, a lot of people are saying Triple G ducked, but now because it's for a title, even though it was for that same title last, but now Triple G knows what it is to lose a belt, and he wants a belt back also because he wants that Canelo fight and he wants that payday all over again. So this is beneficiary for everyone except Canelo, really. So, but I mean, does Canelo give a fuck about being stripped? I don't know. Back when he had beef with the WBC, he'd be like, oh, it's not about belts, it's for glory. No, no de gloria, los cinturones los hacemos a un lado, right? Those were his not his exact words, I'm paraphrasing, but he said something like that. And now, when I talked to him before the Jacobs fight, he told me specifically that Eddie wants him to become undisputed, and his goal overall in boxing is to make history, and you make history through acquiring these belts, right? So that he wanted to become undisputed. But I feel like that fell off altogether when the WBC made him franchise champion, because when the WBC made him franchise champion, they gave the WBC middleweight world title to Charlo. So then, would you really be undisputed if you still beat Boo Boo, or, you know, either the winner of Derevyanchenko versus Golovkin, because point is, Charlo would still have that belt. So you would still fight Charlo for that belt that the WBC took from you to give to him, even though y'all didn't fight. Like, I'm telling y'all, these organizations are kind of all over the place. Well, I went really off topic. The point is, I'm sorry, I talk too much. But point is, you know, now that Derevyanchenko and Golovkin are going to have this fight, there's obviously going to be making things interesting, because nobody escapes Derevyanchenko. And I think that's the one thing that we put, regardless of him losing to Jacobs. And again, a lot of people thought that was really close, so maybe he does deserve a shot. I didn't think so. I thought, okay, like, it wasn't like a shutout, but at the same time, it's like, we know who the top guys are, and of course styles make fights, but I think Golovkin versus Derevyanchenko is going to be a really good fight, because they're both come forward fighters. We know that Triple G, what he did to Rolls, and a lot of people criticize Triple G's just come forwardness, but that's who he is, and that's who he is as a fighter. A lot of people maybe say he doesn't have any ring IQ or any technical ability, but I don't think he just has had the need to use it. He's just, his power is so out of this world that he's never really needed to adjust to anybody other than Canelo in the rematch, and we saw what happened there. Anyways, and now Derevyanchenko, I feel like he's very hungry for a title, and even though he didn't beat Jacobs, maybe Triple G style is a better fit for him to have a better shot at it, because we know that Jacobs is the more technical fighter. I think the weirdest thing with Derevyanchenko versus Jacobs was that they were from the same gym, they had the same trainer, and for that fight, the trainer obviously chose to go with to be in Jacobs' corner. So I thought all of that must have just had some sort of effect. You know, I'm not saying, oh, that's why Derevyanchenko's lost, but it does make me feel like that must have been fucking weird. You know, like, you have the same trainer, like. So I'm pretty sure he'll be better now that he's going to come against someone who's there to fight, is going to stand in front of him. It's just, can he take that power? Because again, Jacobs put Derevyanchenko on the canvas. He wasn't like severely hurt, but he knocked him down. So if Jacobs could do that, then I can only imagine what Triple G's punches can do to Derevyanchenko. I will put out a prediction video, more as obviously maybe fight week, but I am pretty excited for this fight. I know a lot of people have, you know, feel a certain way about Canelo being stripped, but again, this is not a bad fight. You know, this is a pretty good fight. A lot of people that were complaining that Canelo's fighting, that Triple G's fighting nobodies, or he's going back to shitty opposition after the Canelo loss. Now can't say anything, because he's fighting Derevyanchenko, who's a top ranked guy, and maybe this will open up for another Canelo fight, and then or maybe Boo Boo. You know, they're all in the zone. They're all in this promotional network that can ensure those fights will happen. Now, Derevyanchenko, again, he's hungry for a title. I do think it's going to be a good fight. I just don't think it will go the distance. I'm excited to see what the undercard will look like. I'm going to try to make it out to New York. I never covered a fight in New York, so I'm going to try to definitely do that. And again, if there is some sort of a press conference here, I'll definitely be there bringing you guys some content. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think of this fight now that it's finally official. Do you agree with Canelo being stripped by the IBF? Do you think Triple G becomes a champion again and then, you know, fights Canelo? What do you think happens in the third fight? And just basically your thoughts all together on this fight. Now, I do have an announcement for you guys. I will now be doing videos in collaboration with the Mayweather channel. I will be in their channel, both live streaming and doing weekly recap videos in their channel twice a week. So go ahead and check out the Mayweather channel, and I'm definitely gonna be there, and I'll definitely be posting the links here when I do my first video with the Mayweather channel. So thank you guys for following me. This was Xicana Boxing, and don't forget to go to XicanaBoxing.com, follow Xicana Boxing on Instagram, and follow me, Lilykins, on Twitter. And I'll see you guys soon.